I would never want to perform brain surgery. It's not that I don't think I couldn't. I can't. But at the end of the day, like I know there's people that are much better suited for that.
Yes, right. So all of you folks out there who are buying LLCs and transferring LLCs as a way around the short sale addendum situation, don't do it. Bigger Pockets, how you doing? Jamil here again, and we are talking about how, as a real estate investor, you can pivot in a down market. Short sales, they can be difficult for a homeowner to have to navigate. They can be interesting for an investor to navigate, but I can tell you that they provide an incredible opportunity if you know how to handle them correctly. Back in 2010, I bought hundreds of short sale properties, and those properties appreciated to the point where I exited in the millions of dollars after selling all the properties I had bought on short sales in 2019. So I can tell you from personal experience how understanding short sales, being able to purchase through the short sale process can be an incredible opportunity for an investor. Now I'm sitting here with one of my good friends, Mathew Potter, who in my opinion is the nation's #1 short sale negotiator. Him and his wife, they run a team where you guys do approximately how many transactions a year?
Right now, coming off of the current market that we're in, we've been doing about 350, 400 a year.
300 to 400 transactions a year. Now, Mathew Potter and his wife, Nicole, they are specialists in negotiating with banks and finding ways to create a win-win situation for both the homeowner, for the potential buyer, and the lending institution. Everybody can actually benefit when a professional comes to the table and negotiates a short sale correctly. Mathew, welcome to the Bigger Pockets
Thanks for having me.
We're happy to have you here. The On the Market crew want to understand a little bit about what short sales are. So can we just begin by explaining to people who are watching, what is a short sale?
Of course. So a short sale, this is what I always tell everybody, and I usually get a chuckle or two out of it. A short sale is mother may I. So what it is, for example, say a homeowner owes $300,000 on a home. They find themselves, due to market condition of the property, sometimes they need repairs, things like that. Maybe the home is only worth $200,000.
Right.
There's not a lot of strategies to make that work.
Right.
So what will happen is a short sale is we fill out a packet of paperwork, or more accurately, the homeowner does, and we work with their lending institution or institutions, if they have multiple loans on the property, to agree to sell the home for what the current value is, the as-is value. And that's the important thing, is the as-is value. So the bank would come back and say, hey, look, $200,000, we'll go ahead and accept it. It's a win for us because we don't have to take it back onto our books. It's also a win for the homeowner because they're done. They're free and clear from the home, and they can move on and start, working on getting into a better position than they found themselves in when they met us.
Can somebody who's doing a short sale walk away with money?
In some instances, yes. The banks will actually incentivize someone to, quote unquote, do the right thing or mitigate the loss. Sometimes they'll give anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000. It's kind of almost like a cash for keys thing. More than anything, to help out with moving costs. They understand there's probably going to be a security deposit on a rental coming up.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that they try to do to incentivize it for homeowners, to get them to actively participate in the program.
Love it. So would you typically say that houses that are facing a short sale situation tend to be in original condition, dated condition, or have some kind of distress associated with them?
Yes. Every short sale situation, that's kind of almost one of the key components of a short sale, is there has to be some form of stress there. A lot of times what we see is, like you said, original condition, maybe dated, lacking general maintenance. That's a lot of times coupled with a financial hardship or a hardship of some kind. Maybe the homeowner finds themselves laid off from their work, maybe a medical condition, death of a spouse or a partner. That usually kind of exacerbates it and kind of creates, for lack of better words, the perfect short sale storm, where the bank will look at it and say, hey, yeah, these are people that need help. Let's go ahead and see what we can do to help them out.
So all of this is great in theory, but the Bigger Pockets audience, they're action takers. And they want to understand, how does one identify a property that could be a potential short sale?
There's usually a lot of factors. Like I said, you're going to see generally a hardship is surrounding it. There's going to be a death, a divorce. We call it the 3Ds: death, divorce, disease. If somebody's in one of those situations, also your homes that are just substantially in, not necessarily disrepair, but that maintenance just hasn't been performed on it, start with what the loan balance is. If the loan balance is 300 and you're looking at this every which way, because I know we have very, very intelligent people that are looking at these. If you're looking at it every which way and the best that you're seeing that you can offer at that moment in time is 250, 200, 175. Don't just sit there and say, nope, that doesn't work. This isn't going to be a deal. No, provide them the help. That can be a short sale. That's all that it really takes, is just somebody being underwater. That's all that it is.
So can an investor negotiate with a bank themselves, or does it make more sense to engage a professional like yourself to do the negotiation? And can they stay in a deal if they bring a professional like yourself an opportunity?
Yes. So I always joke around. I would never want to perform brain surgery. It's not that I don't think I couldn't. I can't. But at the end of the day, I know there's people that are much better suited for that.
Yes. Thankfully.
Thank God. For me, I love when investors bring us into the mix, because they're doing what they do best.
Right.
They're finding property. They're working on finding solutions. That is what they do best. For me, this is my niche. It's what I've done.
It's how we know each other.
It's how we know each other. I mean, we've been on panels before,
yes,
and we've done deals before. So
lots of deals, actually.
a couple.
A few.
So yes, it's great for them to engage us, because this is what we do day in and day out.
Yes.
Can you have somebody else change your oil on your car? Probably. Do you think a mechanic's probably a little better suited? Yes. To the second part, yes, they can be involved. We have a lot of people that bring the deals to us. We work with them and the seller on getting the necessary documents done. We go ahead and get it into the bank. A lot of people actually acquire those properties. Like you were saying, all those properties you acquired on short sale, if you can get in and you can acquire those, man, you're in a great spot.
When we are looking at these things, you got to take ethics into consideration and see who are the parties that are benefiting and who are the parties that might be taking some hits, right? Obviously, the party that benefits the most, the homeowner, they're getting out of a desperate, stressful situation. The second group I would say that benefits is the buyer, right? The buyer gets a tremendous value. You get an incredible deal.
Yep.
And then third, even though the lending institution may be taking a hit, they're also typically insured for those mortgages. And so they're going to get back a lot of what they're losing. And then secondly, they're also taking off a bad asset from their books.
Bingo. And that's the biggest thing. Think about it. If you have a non-performing asset, if you're paying a bill every month that's not doing anything for you, don't you want to get rid of it?
Always.
I do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, let's be real about it, right? There's going to be times when people are going to lose some money. There's going to be times when you are in a situation that's not advantageous and you got to cut your losses. And this is the situation where that is the best play.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about the last piece of a short sale where I've seen people get into trouble. Mm-hmm. I've seen opportunities for mistakes to be made.
Yes.
And it's the exit strategy on a wholesale.
Yes.
Or on a short sale.
Yes.
And I said wholesale because
You
wholesale
did.
and short sale, they don't always go together. So all you wholesalers out there, listen closely, because I know of an individual who went to prison, got sentenced to 17 years.
Yep.
Trying to wholesale a short sale. So let's talk about the exit strategies on a short sale. What is okay and what is not okay?
To that point, every bank and every investor is going to have their own specific guidelines when they approve it. And there may be, and I know you've seen this 1,000 times, there may be a clause that goes on the deed.
A deed restriction.
A deed restriction, that's what it's called, where it says you cannot sell this under any circumstance in 30 days. Days 31 through 90, you can sell it for 120% of what you acquired it for. After day 90, so day 91 on, you can sell it for whatever you want.
Right.
So if that deed restriction is there, do not try to get around it. Just don't play in the sandbox, because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure the federal government will find you.
Right. So all of you folks out there who are buying LLCs and transferring LLCs as a way around the short sale addendum situation, or don't do it.
Don't
guys.
do it.
Don't do it. It is against the law, first and foremost. And secondly, just wait it out. Just wait it out.
Yes, that's the thing that I always try to tell people. just wait. You and I have talked about this time and time again. Real estate is a long play in a lot of instances. Same thing with a short sale. Think about it this way. Is it worth losing the opportunity to make more money down the line and invest more and help more people to sit there and maybe make a couple $1,000s more?
Right.
It's not. It will never be worth it. So the deed restriction, you got to follow it.
Right.
A lot of times wholesale is not going to be your exit strategy on a short sale.
Banks are very sticky on this. They make you sign an affidavit. And that affidavit states typically where you actually have somebody notarize and you're swearing under penalty of perjury that you have not entered into an agreement to sell this property prior to purchasing the property. And so again, for all you wholesalers out there that are shopping buyers, that are trying to find out what a property might be able to sell for, know your numbers. Don't go out and try and get the marketing or get the property sold prior to taking it down, because you will put yourself in a situation where you're committing perjury, and that could put you in a bad spot.
We actually did have one buyer who did that, and I wasn't aware of it. All of a sudden, I got an email from pretty much the number 2 at this lending institution that said this transaction is being canceled. You will not be moving forward. Do not collect 200. You're not passing go. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
What's happening?
Immediately, I got on the phone because I'm like, hey, wait a minute, what? And she broke it down for me and explained it. And I was like, all right, I did not know that this was a situation. I don't represent the buyer. There's somebody else that represents the buyer. That's not me. They ended up, obviously the buyer was like, hey, look, I don't want any problems. I'm going to go ahead and write off in the sunset. We ended up getting it redone, getting it resold. It was all on the up and up. But yes, if you want to continue to be in the space, you have to play within the sandbox that you are given. If the ball goes outside of the sandbox, leave it alone. It's somebody else's ball. It's not yours anymore.
Yeah.
You want to stay in here. And if you do, you have longevity, man. I've been doing short sales for 15 years now. I can't believe that, but it's been 15 years now.
And you've done pretty well.
I've done all right. You know, I've helped a couple people.
You've helped thousands of people. And, not only from homeowners, but to buyers and institutions alike. You've been a tremendous resource for folks. And I appreciate all the work that you've done and the heart and the ethics that you bring to the business model. It's really important when people do business on the up and up. It speaks for themselves, right? And your reputation absolutely does that. So the last thing I want to bring up, Mathew, is, people are out there right now, they're saying, okay, I got to take this property down. Can I get hard money or transactional funding to purchase a short sale to allow me to hold it for the time that a deed restriction might be in place?
Absolutely, 100%.
Can you help people line that kind of financing up?
Yes, all day.
So really,
there's nothing to lose.
You have
nothing.
You have nothing to lose. You stay on the up and up. The ethics are all in play.
One other thing I forgot to tell you.
Yes.
Ask me how much this costs the investor, the homeowner. How much does it cost?
Mathew, how much does this cost?
Zero.
How?
At the end of the day, the bank pays. This is the best part. The bank's going to pay the seller's closing fees. They're going to pay any applicable commissions to realtors, anything like that. That's already baked into the numbers. It's not me coming to the homeowner saying, hey, I need $1,500 on the off chance that I know what I'm doing. It's not me telling a buyer, hey, I need this amount of money from you for me to work on this. It's 100%. We pay once we play. That's it. Like once we've actually closed it, that's when we get paid, and it's all already in the transaction.
Wow. Bigger Pockets, I hope you guys have understood how lucrative and what an exciting opportunity this could be if you play your cards right. And I would love for you to do business with my friend Mathew Potter. How do they find you, Matt?
Usually the best way is find me in my email box.
Okay. Would you mind sharing an email?
Yes. It's real simple. It's just Mathew at Stunning Homes. It's StunningHomes.com.
Mathew at StunningHomes.com.
You can also find me on, all your local social medias.
Mathew, you do have a stunning home and you are a stunning individual. I appreciate your time today.
Appreciate you.
Bigger Pockets, get out there and take action right now. The market has shifted. That does not mean that your goals need to shift. Get out there, make it happen. Until the next one, see you later.